Welcome to episode 30 of Up a Creek with Two Paddles.
Up a creek with two paddles.
We are testing out the size of our balls today. It is 34 degrees. You said wind chill feels like 29?
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and bet that it's gonna be the coldest day of the year for us.
Potentially. It is January 21st. About 1 p.m.? Exactly 1 p.m.
1 p.m.
On the what river? Remind you.
This is the Saluda River.
That's your
River right below Lake Murray Dam.
it's your area of expertise.
Yes.
Is our current location.
We're currently on the north side of the river.
And there has been a little bit of talk, mainly coming from me, about a cold plunge today.
Fuck that.
I don't think we're gonna do that.
Today the water temp is noticeably warmer than there.
Yeah, it is.
Like it's
Yeah,
because it's not quite twice, but I mean that water's probably sitting a little bit below 50.
yeah. At Monticello, it was like almost dead even
Right.
between water and air temperature, and
It'd
it
be
is
cold.
getting
today.
out would be
sun.
for like you would want to get back in. It'd be so cold getting out.
Yeah, we're getting a cold exposure just fucking sitting out in the
I'm
cold.
cozy. I'm cozy. I know my hands are gonna get cold, but luckily we can switch off.
Dude, I want to invest in a nice pair of like merino wool long johns, but they're fucking $100.
Yeah, they're very expensive. Very expensive. I just got some nice
Cotton.
Hanes.
Cotton. Yeah, I got a pair too. I should have worn them today, but I did not.
Yeah, dude. You definitely should have. If there's a day out of the year that you're going to get use out of those long johns, it'd be today.
So, do you want to make dough at my house? I have a lot of.
We can. Yeah, if you
Let's
want.
make some dough,
I
and
got
then
nothing to do today.
we'll make some dough, and then you can take yours home.
That's what I was thinking.
Because I got
Yeah.
everything we need, so we can.
Because
Just
I was
that.
kind of I was thinking about that, because I texted you, what was that, last night?
Yeah.
And I was thinking, like, damn, should I have brought my bowl? Like, if we both make
Your
dough,
mixing
I could,
bowl? Oh, yeah.
Just because, dude, I got this Pyrex bowl. It's not, God, I always have this issue putting sunglasses on with headphones. I got this Pyrex bowl that's not like my metal mixing bowls. It's like really nice and wide and shallow. I love mixing in that thing.
Is it metal?
No, it's
That's
glass. It's glass.
bowl.
Pyrex.
Right.
I love mixing in that thing. I don't know why, but I'm drawn to that bowl more than any other bowl.
Well, so you want to mix by hand?
Yeah.
So I'll mix in the mixer first, and then I'll just take my dough out, and then you can use the
Mixer bowl?
mixer bowl. Yeah.
All right. Sounds good to me.
Yeah. Dude, what do we want to make? Do we want to make?
Wait, you
some-
wanted to talk about homemade pasta for the first time.
Oh, yeah,
You
so
tried that out.
Yeah, it was. I always see this guy
Yeah.
on Instagram. I can't remember. It's like David Bakes. Yeah, that guy. What's his name? I think his page is like his name, like Dave Bakes or something like that. But anyway, I watch him a lot, and like he just does the most simple. It makes it look so simple: egg yolks and flour,
Yeah.
a little bit of salt if you want to. So I did that basic recipe. I think the recipe called for 750 grams of flour and 3 dozen egg yolks.
Jesus.
So I cut that in half. Well, so that half would be 375 and 18 eggs, right? 375 grams of flour and 18 eggs.
Yeah.
But I just went ahead and did 400 grams of flour. Or sorry, I did 100 grams of semolina and 300 grams of all-purpose flour.
Okay.
You don't have to use a semolina. I had some, so I just threw some in the mix just for funsies.
I know it's more. They say semolina is a little better for pasta, right?
It's coarser.
Yeah.
It's more coarse. It feels more like sand than powder. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But anyway, so I did 100 grams semolina, 300 grams AP, and we did 18 egg yolks, and we probably had like a white and a half in there, just because we didn't.
Yeah, just sloppiness.
Yeah.
That shouldn't.
Maybe 2 whites. Some people use whole eggs in their pasta.
Yeah, I've seen that.
Whatever. But anyway, so dude, yeah, it was cool. We ended up having to add more flour. It was way too like not coming together at first, even when I was trying to work it.
Well, they say with making pasta like that, it's kind of intuitive, where like the eggs will only take on as much flour as they need. It's kind of hard to do it on the flour because
Right.
the eggs just they once they get saturated with flour and everything's coming together, they're not going to pick up any more flour.
Yeah, exactly. And I added more flour. It was dude, it was awesome. And I
So
just
how'd you make the actual pasta shapes?
so we did a lasagna. So
So easy.
we did a lasagna. We
Just rolling
basically
pan.
I had a glass cylinder, like a baby bottle that was like a perfect cylinder,
Okay.
and I just used that. We got them, dude. So I got the sheet really thin, like I'm talking as thin as I could, and then we put the cast iron on top and then cut out, and we did that 3 times.
Okay,
And
so
we
you already had it the perfect size for the cast iron. That's smart.
Yeah, so we
That's
then we
smart.
just lay the whole layer,
Yeah.
you know. And then we had extra left over, and we made some dumplings with it. We used our mint
sounds good
meats.
too,
we
dude.
used our
Oh my
mincemeat,
God.
and I'm not sure if you're supposed to do this, but we literally just fried them. We like made some dumplings with
Was it good?
It was good.
Then you're supposed to do
worked.
it.
It worked. I'm not sure if you're supposed to like cook it any differently than that, like bake them any or.
Nah.
Dude, they were good.
If it was good, then you did it the right way.
A little bit of our mincemeat for our lasagna and
God,
some
that
ricotta.
Sounds, that sounds
it was good.
delicious.
Yeah, it worked out.
Little,
I
like, meat pies.
highly recommend making your own pasta. It was so good. And if you look on the back of like some store bought pasta, there's no eggs in it. No eggs. It's just flour and water.
Really?
Yep.
That seems
No eggs.
not good.
Yep. They use semolina typically.
I should probably go.
But it was the color was insane. It was like that yolk. It was a yolk color. It was
Yeah.
orange. It was a fucking awesome. And the lasagna was incredible. It
I
was
bet,
so
dude.
good. And the cool thing about since you're baking the pasta, you don't have to boil the noodles beforehand. You just take your
Okay.
sheet of dough and it cooks while you're baking it, you know?
Man, that's so smart too, using the cast iron as a template for cutting out. You know, traditional lasagna, you just lay in sheets.
Laying sheets.
And you're making it fit. But you
Yeah.
had like literally one sheet per layer. It's perfect size.
Right.
That's so smart.
A perfect even layer. Yeah. But yeah, it worked. It was good. It was fucking good. I making other stuff, like I couldn't imagine trying to do other shapes. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
I don't
I'm
have any
thinking
of the
I'd go
tools.
with like a fettuccine, just like a thick, long
Right.
noodle. Because that way you'd basically do it the same method where you just roll it out into a sheet and then trim it into smaller little strips.
I will say it is hard to get. Like, because you think of like a pasta dough you buy at the store, you don't realize how thin those little pieces of pasta are.
Right.
It is hard to go from a mound of that
Yeah.
to a thin layer.
Yeah.
It takes some work if you're doing it by hand. They make a KitchenAid attachment that like is a
Yeah.
pasta flattener,
Yeah.
and that
Little
would
roller.
it'd make it so much easier.
Like
But
$90.
damn,
Expensive.
yeah, I mean you can do it by hand. It definitely took some elbow
Yeah.
grease though.
I need to invest in a nice little rolling pan. I like the rolling pans that don't have the handles.
They're
That's
just a
just like
solid-
one long.
Yeah, me
Yeah,
too.
those seem more like natural to me.
Yeah, what
like
what I ended up doing was taking that glass cylinder
Yeah.
and I would hold the dough on the bottom and roll it so I could. I'm stretching it as I'm rolling it.
Okay. Yeah.
So like that's kind of what I ended up doing. But yeah, it was fucking great.
Hey, results are all that matters.
Yeah.
Results are all that matters.
It took a fucking afternoon, man. That's why we need women in the household. Like, we fuck all this. I'm on team Sean Strickland, homie. Like, if we got paid enough where one of your people, whether it was the fucking man or the woman, who gives a fuck, could
Yeah.
stay at home and actually work on the household, that would be ideal. Like,
Yeah.
but we just don't make enough to do it anymore, which
Yeah.
is a shame.
Yeah. Yeah, a stay-at-home spouse, regardless of sex or gender, throw all that out the window, is
It's
such
work.
a convenience.
Keeping up that household is fucking work, dude.
But dude, your quality of life goes up so much when you have
Right.
that much time to
Right.
put into your food and your house maintenance and man,
such a luxury.
yeah, for real.
Like,
for
I would
sure.
love to make enough money to where Hannah didn't have to work.
But
Like,
they got a stay-at-home spouse
They probably got a fucking maid over there, homie.
sitting across from like it looks less impressive from this angle, but that's easily $1 million house. I mean, on
Yeah, right on
on
the
this
water.
river,
Yeah.
in fucking middle of the heart of Columbia.
We're 15 minutes from the metro, like from the downtown metro. Yeah.
Maybe $2 million. Depends on the acreage.
Yeah, this is a nice spot. But yeah, I wish things weren't so fucking expensive. But maybe one day, we'll play our cards right. I doubt it though. I'm ready for Hannah to finish school and start making some more money. Like, it's gonna be fucking nice.
It will be.
I mean, I'm making it work. We split the labor, so me and Hannah have the arrangement where it's like I'm the cook, and then she washes clothes.
Yeah.
And I'll do the dishes, and she'll clean the bathroom. So we kind of have a division of labor. Like, I take care of the kitchen for the most part.
Got a little agreement going on.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's nice too. Always when it's so I couldn't imagine being in a relationship where both of the significant others are equally good at cooking.
Right.
That'd be a fucking division in that household about who's cooking what and when, and
fuck that. I wish I had an extra hand sometimes.
But then you got somebody jumping on your pasta telling you how to roll it. I don't know. Maybe it'd be a fucking blessing if you had two great cooks, but I feel like I'd be butting heads if my
there would be some
girlfriend or wife was as equally as good of a cook. Or it'd be nice to have
day on, day off, day on, day off.
Oh, you could do that. Or I was going to say have your specialties. We make pizza and pasta.
Right.
And maybe find you an Asian chick who just cooks up Korean barbecue. Oh my God, dude.
An Asian chick. What the fuck is wrong with you, dude?
Dude, do you not like Asian food? It's probably one of my favorite food categories.
I thought you were going to say chicks. I thought you were going to be like, do you not like Asian chicks, bro? No, Asian chicks.
I like all shapes and sizes, brother.
Yeah, me too. It's easy to appreciate human beauty.
It is very easy
in all forms, but
sometimes you get caught doing
sometimes
it a little
too easy. Man, I swear to God, Blossom and Assembly come together right in the middle. It's two very busy roads in Columbia that are right in the middle of the USC campus, and there's a gym right on that corner. And I swear to God, bro, you about run off the fucking road.
You catch yourself admiring the beauty of the human body a little bit too often on that street corner.
I'm just saying, in the summertime, or it's early school season, early fall, late spring. Those girls, a lot of girls or guys walk into the gym, very appropriately dressed for the occasion, and I'm just Jesus, it's just dangerous.
It is dangerous.
Don't be walking on the street like that. You're liable to get run over.
I will. I'm not above taking a moment to admire a nice male figure as well.
What do we do when we watch UFC fights? I mean, it's kind of like that, we wouldn't want to see two fat asses in there fighting. You know what I mean?
I've definitely driven past some male joggers and been like, oh, all right, brother, I see you, dude.
God, have you seen? I hate this workout trend where, it's like a social media trend that guy fitness models will do, where they'll wear some fucking loose shorts or tight shorts, rather, with no underwear, and they're doing jumping jacks and shit. I've seen this trend.
Haven't had that one pop up on my feed.
Because it'll happen because I'll be watching workout videos, and you know how you're scrolling through, you'll click, you go to your explore page and you click on a video, and then you scroll. And you get videos that are similar to that first one you clicked on.
Right.
So if the video is a fishing video and I scroll, I'll see a lot of fishing shit.
Yeah.
Or if it's a fitness thing and I scroll, I'll see a lot of fitness shit. Or if I click on a pasta making
thing. A lot of fishermen out there waggling their rods.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. So I was scrolling one day on some fitness type shit, and all of a sudden,
the algorithm got you, dude.
I see a fucking snake in this man's pants.
All right, and we're back. Sorry, the technical difficulties. Had to do a little on-the-fly editing, but we're back. Be careful with your fitness algorithms. There's some people out there that are looking for more than just healthiness.
They're looking for a companion.
Oh,
yeah, maybe a few of them.
I don't even know where to go from here, dude.
Maybe a few of the companions.
So, it
goes for the girls as well. You see it with the girls way more often than the guys. But I was just trying to say, you do see the guys doing it too. Because you were talking about appreciating a male figure.
I'm not talking about their figure. There's their figure, and then there's their figure.
Oh my God.
Jesus
That's
Christ, dude. All right, please come up with something else. Please let us
Oh
move
yeah,
on.
I see children. We need to.
Please let us move on from that topic.
Oh
Lord.
But yeah, dude, fuck Instagram, dude.
Yeah.
I'm tired of it.
I've
dude.
caught myself scrolling a little bit more. I think I've talked about that just because from posting on Up a Creek with Two Paddles, which the Instagram account that is the podcast account just follows a bunch of BMXers and like art because that was my art account. So like it's very productive. Like I'll scroll through Instagram and actually see inspiring stuff. And then I'll catch something that pisses me off. I'm like, no, turn this off. Stop it.
I think who you follow affects who you get exposed to.
It can, yeah.
You know,
that's
what I
like
mean?
what the algorithm is.
Right.
It's basing off your previous interests to show you.
But like
different
you
things might like.
you as a like the people you follow. Like if you follow people that have a lot of mutual followers, right? Like you follow a lot of the same, not celebrities, but maybe celebrities or sports teams or whatever. They might show those people your content more than people who don't.
Maybe.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I don't know.
I don't know how I guess that's the fucking $1 billion question, how those fucking algorithms work.
That's what everybody in our position's trying to figure out.
Yeah.
And every time somebody thinks they got it locked down, nope.
I mean, I think it's pretty obvious. It's like totally rigged for engagement.
And it's also so different. Like TikTok.
Like what gets people engaged? What gets the most
But it seems like
eyeballs.
Some things get pushed on TikTok that don't take off on Instagram. Some things will get a few more views on YouTube that won't see any views on TikTok and Instagram.
Right.
Like, it's so strange, the demographic of each of the platforms.
Right. They're flavored in their own way.
Yeah. How they push different content to different people in different ways.
That's interesting.
Like,
I wonder who has the most complex algorithm of the major ones.
I don't know. I would think.
Is there an explore page on X?
I'm not on.
There is.
I have no clue. But I would assume YouTube would have the most in-depth algorithm because they're directly with Google, like owned by Google. And I would assume Google is fucking top dog when it comes to data collection and algorithm, right? They've been doing it for the longest. I would assume Google's got the jump on everybody else as far as that goes, and YouTube's a direct, platform of Google.
Right. So Google owns YouTube?
Yeah.
Okay. That's so wild.
I'm 99.9% sure.
That's fucking
Google
wild.
owns YouTube. Yeah, because the way you get paid through views on YouTube is through what they call AdSense, where Google and Google is the one who puts all the ads on YouTube.
So if they censor on YouTube, they're for sure going to censor on the fucking Google search list as well.
I don't know because they might have different standards for censorship.
I have to assume that.
They might have different standards for censorship when it comes to YouTube versus Google search.
If I look up RFK,
yeah,
one of the first things I'm going to read is that he's a vaccine denier.
Right.
But which, first of all, it's not true, and it's a very simplistic way to look at, poor evidence. So it's like that's an example. Or maybe if I look up, like, why is it harder? Is it harder to get information on, like, say, the assassination of JFK? Like, is it harder to get access on certain information on Google than it is others? I'm sure it is.
I honestly have no clue.
Because, like, think about how they could bury a search thing at the bottom of a search. Right? Like, because there's so many hits for JFK assassination.
Yeah.
You can easily bury one on, like, the 75th fucking page.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It'd be so easy. No one's ever going to.
But then again, like, why even put it on the internet? If you want to hide it that much, why even make it accessible at all?
You can't stop people from doing it.
But
you can affect people's access to it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like you're driving down the interstate and you see signs for the exits, right? And when you're on Google, right, you pull right off the interstate and you get some McDonald's, but you're not going to pull off the interstate and get, like, Big Al's barbecue. You know what I'm saying? You have to drive further off the beaten track for that shit. You know what I'm saying?
I think I can follow
But you're going to get gold at Big Al's barbecue. You know, you're gonna get some fucking grade
And
A.
Highway 176 goes straight past it.
Do you know what you get what I'm
Right.
saying? You get,
So like if you're not using the interstate, if you're not using Google, it might drive you right past Big Al's.
right, that's a good point. If you're using a different search algorithm, if you're
I don't
using
know,
a different
though.
search method.
I've always like heard like DuckDuckGo was a pretty uncensored, but I think they got bought out. I don't think they're like the same level of open that they used to be. I think DuckDuckGo got bought out by somebody. I don't know who uses anything but Google.
I don't.
I don't know.
That's for damn
Bing
sure.
shit. Yahoo.
Like, well,
What even other search engines are there anymore? I can't name one other than Bing or Yahoo.
MSN, I think.
That's if you're 80.
Yeah, MSN. But no, I think like, damn, what was it? Oh yeah. So when you go on your, like, if you're on, go to your Safari and you go to the bottom and you click and you start typing,
Yeah.
it automatically puts you into the Google
Yeah,
browser.
yeah.
Automatically.
Right.
You know what I mean? I guess you can set your browser. Maybe
Yeah, you can set your
another
search,
your search browser to something
your
else.
search preferences to not search through Google. I think that's possible. I've never tried it because why would you?
But yeah, I'm gonna assume that they 100% do it on YouTube. I'm going to have to assume that there is some level of it on the search engine as well.
It is. I don't know if it's. I'm sure it could just be a coincidence. I'm not gonna come to any conclusions or make any assumptions. But anytime we talk about anything that has to do with maybe a little bit more of the deep state or
Right.
big pharmaceutical companies.
Why had I never heard of RFK before he went on the Joe Rogan show? I had never heard his fucking
yeah,
name.
me either. But
Why?
What I was gonna say
He's
is
been a public figure
like
for 40 years.
so like the clip,
Since he was born, he's been a public figure.
But-
Do you know what I'm saying?
yeah.
It's fucking.
But anyway,
I'm sorry. That's
back to algorithms and censorship. Like
that's still in the same thing. Like
what I posted about U.S. healthcare, about me explaining why my opinion is why we'll never have universal healthcare in the U.S. That got like 20 views on YouTube and like 1,000 on TikTok.
right.
So, and then like the next two clips that were just us
But
talking
that's
about
hard to
random
follow.
shit
Most
got
people
like
don't-
800.
Most people can't follow that. Most people don't want to follow. Like most people are like, I don't really get this. This kind of
That's
goes.
what I'm saying. Like, I don't know if it's a coincidence, but it just so happens that anytime it's something that could be something they would potentially want to censor, it seems to not get any reach, especially on YouTube and Instagram. Those clips on TikTok will get the same views, if not more, than average.
It's 100% the insurance companies. The insurance companies are.
Yeah.
It's insurance and pharmaceutical companies. They're
Yeah,
tied
like one
up
of the
into it
hashtags
together.
on YouTube was Big Pharma, and that clip got like 0 views.
Right.
So,
Yeah. No, I'm telling you, it's
So,
real,
I
bro.
mean-
It's real, brother.
I'm not trying to jump to any conclusions.
It's obviously real. Look at the way, like, I hate to keep going back to RFK, but like, there's just so many examples from him.
I guess it seems
Like-
more unbelievable
like,
that
think
somebody
about-
with no reach like us would still be censored in that way.
Doesn't matter.
Like, I think-
it's so easy with their technology.
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
to filter information.
I'm just saying, like, from,
We give
from
them
my
all the tools to
perspective,
do so.
From my perspective, it seems like these are just two idiots talking about shit they have no clue about. Why would you not? Why would you hold that back?
I think that they're not naive enough to think that way.
And also, it's just
I think they
it's
know-
a computer system that's going through and flagging all this shit. It's not like a person's saw our clip and it's like, oop, shadow that one. It's all just the computer.
For these,
the AI making certain decisions based on keywords that they see in certain clips.
for these people to stay in the positions that they are and accomplish what they do,
Yeah.
they don't assume that people are stupid. They assume that people are capable, and they put mechanisms in place because they know most people are just as smart as they are. They're not that much different, right?
Yeah.
But they had access to more. Most of them.
Yeah.
Or maybe they didn't. Maybe they came from nothing. I don't fucking know.
I don't know. I just got a little bit lost.
I did too.
But yeah.
I guess-
Another topic we should probably just move on from.
Right. It's hard to talk about. But no, I don't think they assume that we're stupid.
I agree with you.
I think they assume that we're smart and we need to be controlled. I think that's what it is. I think they
That's
know.
definitely what it seems like in a lot of cases.
Yeah, they know there's a lot of smart motherfuckers out there.
Yeah.
Like people, who like to carry a bunch of guns at their house because they want to feel safe, or RFK, who's not buying all this big pharma, not testing their vaccines for safety type shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it's like,
Dude,
they don't want people like that because they're too smart. They want to subvert that type of information,
Yeah.
which is exactly what censorship is about. It's exactly what it's about.
Yeah, I'm just trying to think of a segue to talk about something. I'm just like, I feel like we just put on our tinfoil hats a little too often sometimes.
Yeah. I don't think that's tinfoil hat at all, man.
No. I agree with you. I'm just, just to put
That's
all
not
of
even-
that type of
that's-
conversation into one category.
It's not far-fetched at all.
No.
It's not even it's like yeah, it's gross.
What,
But yeah, we talk about it a lot though.
We do. I mean, it's like you say a lot. It is worth bringing light to it on the podcast, but at the end of the day, I also like this.
We also talk a lot about like making food and stuff.
Yeah.
Like,
It's
our
fun to have a
basic stuff.
balance.
Yeah.
It's fun to have a balance. And I mean, for me as a podcast listener, sometimes you want to have listen to thought-provoking conversations, and sometimes you just want an escape.
Right.
So it's nice to have that balance. But like, I guess we can, I don't know, anything interesting happen to you this week? You work every day this week? Except Monday, right? It was, right? This same week. Monday was Martin Luther King.
Yeah, I had Monday off. But yeah, dude, I've just been working on some permits, man. I got Safety Clean Lexington. They got a big permit renewal that we're working on.
Do you ever get hit with NDAs? Like certain stuff you're looking at that you can't talk about?
No, everything that we do is public record.
Okay.
Yeah, the public can get FOI requests for literally anything I do. Anything I do, they can
Okay.
get a FOI request from. Yeah. And that's one of the points of the permits is to like disclose what these big companies are doing with hazardous waste to the public. Like, so it's public knowledge.
Okay.
Like, that's one of the
Okay.
big things about it. Like, a big thing about RCRA is the public participation, right to know, freedom of information, all that stuff. Like,
Yeah.
it's hand in hand with RCRA.
Dude, also randomly, sorry to jump back to the other topic, but that clip about healthcare, that I was joking. I was saying people are going to tear me up and like try to correct me. Every comment was like, he's right. Like one person
Right.
commented and said like, I can't repost this enough. This is so right. And I was like, wow. I mean, I knew that was a simple explanation, but it did kind of hit the nail on the head.
Yeah. Yeah, you can't leave out the farms. You can't leave out the insurance companies.
Yeah, that's a huge one. That's a
Yeah.
huge one.
But
Man,
yeah,
my toes, man. My toes are getting a little nippy.
yeah, my ankles.
Other than that, I'm chilling. And if I tilt my head up more than 1 degree, I'm blind. So I'm trying to like keep my head down. The sunglasses aren't helping. It's right in the gap between my sunglasses and the brim of my hat.
Man, I'm in a good spot. I'm just
Camera just.
But yeah, no, it works.
Any other topic you like? I blame you on this entire lull.
No, you're trying to get us off the topic. That's why.
No, I'm saying the initial like pause. Hold on. What are we talking about? Let me cut that.
No, we're well past that now.
I still feel like I'm a little bit thrown off.
You're shaking up.
I am shaking up. Are you kidding me?
Why are you shaking up, dude?
Something that nobody will ever know about.
Anyway,
So you just want to make standard pizza dough when we get back to your place?
I don't know, man. That's what I was thinking now.
Because that's the biggest thing we want to compare is our pizza recipes. So if we try to make anything else,
So you're talking about a neo, or like
yeah, dude, that 80%,
not focaccia.
yeah, that 80% that I made last week was one of the like I might up my
So fluffy.
I might
It
up
makes
my
it
standard
so
recipe.
soft and fluffy,
Also,
bro.
I made a 14-inch pie with that dough.
Well, you get more out of it because it's
It was
more
so
elastic.
nice.
The elasticity is much better.
And also, I tried, because I was kind of running on a little bit of a budget, I tried the low moisture part skim mozzarella, whatever it's called.
I like it just as good.
With my method, the mott's got a little overdone. It wasn't burnt, but it was a little overdone.
Okay.
So some thicker motts would have been to my benefit in that case.
You know what I like to do? Instead of shredding it, I'll slice it or cube it.
Yeah.
So I'll do like, I'd really like the cubes.
Yeah, the cubes also, they help because
like to cube
it's
it
a
up.
uniform
Right.
size and melts uniformly. But yeah, after trying the pizza, like with my current updated recipe at 80%, I might up my standard pizza recipe to at least 75%. I really, really enjoyed working with that 80% dough.
I'm gonna do 70. I'm gonna do 70 today.
I guess we'll both.
I'm gonna make like a big like New York style.
Yeah, that was kind of what I did when I said I made the 14-inch. It was because I was again working on a budget, so I didn't get any toppings but cheese and sauce. It was just cheese pizza. It was delicious, but it was definitely closer to like a New York style, or even maybe like a New Haven style. I think New Haven's kind of like New York, but with a little bit different on the crust. I'm not sure. I need to do research about styles of pizza. I have no fucking clue what I'm talking about when it comes to different styles.
My favorite, I can't do the Sicilian. I'm talking like a true meat lover's Sicilian is my fucking favorite pizza probably.
Ooh, I know what I might do.
Which is more like a focaccia style.
Yeah, I might make a 70% dough exactly like I make for my pizzas, and then make a deep dish with
80%.
Probably 75, and do a deep dish with just cheese and sauce in that nice cast iron casserole dish I got now. Ooh, I bet that'll be good. That might be my plan for the day.
You can make it when you get home.
Yeah, that'd be nice. And honestly, with my drive being an hour, by the time I'm home, it's only got one more little rise to do.
You can put it in the pan and be ready.
Yeah,
to
put it in
ready
the
to go
pan,
an hour.
about an hour, 45 hour. Ooh,
Let's
it's gonna
go.
be good.
I'm ready. Let's go fucking do it. But yeah, man. Yeah, I've been doing all right. I'm ready for fucking summer. I can tell you that. I'm ready to get back my feet in some water, homie.
Yeah. I know what you mean.
I miss my outdoor lunches. You know what I mean? I miss going outside.
You miss
for lunch.
basking.
Yeah, dude. I mean, it's not too cold. I go outside sometimes, but like when it's like right below 50 and windy, I'm like, ugh.
You're not basking today.
Yeah. No, right, exactly.
I mean, this is as close as I can get to basking, and I'm about 7 layers deep. So you're not getting no vitamin D today, homie.
I get heavy missing the fucking summertime.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of like. I don't know, because I'll go through phases where I really enjoy the cold weather. It's nice, it's cozy. Like I had a cup of hot chocolate last night, you know. And then some days I'm like, damn, I'm ready for the heat to come back. I don't know. It depends. But then again, it fluctuates so much. Like it'll be back to almost 60 next week.
It will be.
So it's not like we really get down in the dumps as far as the hardness of winter around here. We get breaks from the true coldness pretty often.
I'm ready for some river floats, brother.
Oh man.
I'm gonna start taking Jackson with me now.
Bro, that river's moving right now.
This whole thing is quick.
It's moving. How deep do you think that is?
In the middle, it's probably like
15, 20?
something like that.
It's moving, brother. That's got to be a high volume of water going by us right now.
People run boats with motors in here, in this section.
Okay. Yeah, I saw the boat thing with the...
Like an actual ramp.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want a fucking raft, dude, so bad. I could see so much water around here with a nice 3-man raft.
Oh, man.
I'm so excited to get one. I can't, though.
Yeah, that's an investment.
Yeah, it's like fucking 4 or 5 G's.
Really?
Yeah, for a nice one.
Yeah.
I'm probably going to have to buy a fucking... Should I buy a piece of land first or a boat?
I mean...
I've been looking at acres, like half acre to acre lots in the zip code.
If we're talking what would be the most wise...
Be the land.
Definitely the land. But what would be the most enjoyable...
Would be the fucking boat.
Would be the raft, brother.
Yeah, no kidding. It'd be fucking lit. But no, this is what I've been thinking, like maybe in the next 2 or 3 years. If I can buy property for like a half acre to an acre for like 40 or 50,000, 30 to 50. That'd be my price range. That's 20% down would be $8 to $6,000. And you probably have another like 4 or 5 of closing costs. So that's 10,000 to 12,000 up front.
Yeah.
Max. And then you have a $200 payment. But what you have done is created a savings account for yourself, essentially.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
And when we were comfortable enough to build, we could start to build our
you
own
already
place
got
there.
it. Yeah, you got what you
Right.
need.
And with the freedom to choose your own layout, you can optimize your dollars for what you really need.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Right.
And I'm sick of like a little quarter acre lot. Like I want a little bit more room. So I don't want to move into a bigger house on the same size lot. Like I want to move into a bigger house on a little bit more space.
Yeah.
So it might be it's going to be harder, but I think that's what I'm going to try to do.
I mean, it's always good to have future goals. You
Right.
know, always have something good to look forward to. You just don't want to, not take the time to enjoy how you got it now.
No, for sure.
Yeah.
But like, obviously, we wouldn't be ready to.
It'd be it's a long-term plan.
Right, because we would start building like 10 years from now.
Yeah.
But we would already have. That's what I'm saying. We'd already have the property.
Land.
We'd already have equity in that land.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, so we could,
Yeah, I mean, it sounds like a pretty good little long-term plan.
That's what I've been thinking lately.
And I'm looking forward to just starting to save a little bit more again. I guess I started back with my old job. I've been looking for new jobs for fucking 2 months now. No luck. And my current job is very much seasonal, and it's getting back to the time where the season's coming back in now that Christmas is over. So I worked the past 2 days with my old job again, and it's so nice to have work.
Right.
It is so like all these motherfuckers sitting on their ass just trying to get a check. You are missing out on one of the most satisfying things about life, which is earning a fucking check. Dude.
Right. No wonder you're miserable.
It feels so good to work. I'm sore as shit. I busted my ass yesterday, and I feel amazing about it.
Slept good last night.
I slept great. I slept like 12 hours, dude. I was dreaming about
Isn't
chess.
it wild how much that can affect your body?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
you're having trouble sleeping. You know what I mean?
Well, I mean, also you got to think it's not just physical. It's the mental relaxation
right.
of like, oh, thank God I'm actually
I
working
accomplished
again.
something today. I can rest.
I've got a check coming in next week.
But if you never feel like you need to rest from anything,
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
absolutely. And yeah, I'm excited to have a little bit of a more financial stability coming back in. And dude, I just feel like after being so desperate for work for 2 months, my attitude towards work is so different right now. Like I'm willing to do fucking anything.
right.
So, I mean, it helps me keep a good positive attitude when I'm at work because, it's done put in perspective to me to how sucky it is to not have work.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it's been nice. Looking forward to starting back that nice little routine. Plus that like with my work, it's a fucking workout. Like I'm working out for a solid 4 hours out of the day
Right.
with that job. And now if I can get my diet back in check, get back on trying to gain weight, eating about 2,400 calories with this job, I might be in a good place, man. I might be getting comfy. So looking forward to that. Then fucking.
And you can keep looking for jobs.
I'm definitely. And that was something.
And
else.
you'll have a little bit of more, you'll have some income coming in.
And honestly, with this job, even if I found something full time, I could still like, if I wanted to go work a weekend, make a couple extra $100, I could always do that. And I even told my employer, I was like, listen, man, I want to be completely open and honest with you. You know that I'm still looking for another job. Like I want you to know that yes, I'm coming back, but you know that I'm still looking.
What did he say?
Because I told him, I was like, that I would really like to find something where I can stay in my hometown, and ideally something with some benefits. And he was just like, yeah, man, I totally understand that. I get it, and I'm just I'm glad to have you back as a tech as it is,
right? Regardless
of how long you're here. So. That's also something really good about this job is a good relationship with my boss or my coordinator. It's still the terminology's weird because I'm my boss, but he's my boss. but he's not my boss.
He's director. He
Yeah.
directs you where you.
Yeah,
He's your handler.
he's my he's my coordinator is the way I like to describe it.
Yeah.
But yeah, good dude. Good to be back. Good to have some work. Also, good to be like, with this work, I go to different Lowe's and Home Depots around the upstate. And, I've developed a relationship with a lot of the managers in these stores. And I fucking miss them, dude. I was in Bowling Springs yesterday, and Shayna and Regina were there. It was Saturday, so I didn't expect anybody to be there that I knew. But Shayna and Regina were both there, and they were like, "You're back?" And I was like, "Yeah, what's up? Did you miss me?" They were like, "Oh my God, you don't know the hell we've been through without having you as our technician."
That's funny.
They were like, "Dude, this dude showed up like last week and sat in the back for 4 hours and didn't build a single thing."
But he didn't get paid for that.
No.
Why did he go?
I don't understand,
Like,
dude.
why
I
show
do
up?
not understand the other people that work for this company, because every single store I go to work in tells me the same story. It's like, this other tech we had showed up. He brought his wife with him. They just sat in the back, literally talking. They built like 3 wheelbarrows, and they're like, "Dude, you're literally, we don't get paid by the hour.
Right.
You're not making money if you're just showing up and not building anything. What are you doing?"
Yeah, that's weird.
I don't get it. I showed up and made $150 in 5 hours. I'm like, hell yeah. What the
Meanwhile,
fuck are you
people with
doing?
salary jobs get to show up and do nothing every day and get paid.
Yeah.
That's probably way more common than we like to think.
It's extremely common. Hourly wages incentivize people to work less hard, because in any workplace environment, you're going to have...
Or salary. Same thing with salary.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, any workplace environment is going to have stronger workers than others. And then your people who are busting their ass working
Right.
see the other people, and they're like, "Damn, well, the check's the same as mine. I'm going to start working less hard. Why the
Right.
fuck is he getting paid the same as me when I show up and bust my ass just because we're here for the same amount of time?"
Yeah, and then you have these places that are like commission-only type places, and
Yeah.
people get like really crazy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it's really cutthroat, you know?
Yeah. There's a lot of like salesman positions where
Right.
it's really commission-based.
Yeah.
And then you just become an obnoxious salesperson.
Yeah, you don't have to be that. I actually went to college with a lot of people that do sales now,
Yeah.
and yeah, I mean they're what you'd expect. Outgoing, competitive.
Charismatic.
Yeah, the charismatic. Exactly. They can. They're got a lot higher energy. Most of them. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Nothing wrong with it. If you're a good salesman, you can rack up some money, bro.
Dude, I've been randomly in my algorithm, I've been getting clips of this dude
Andy Elliott.
who is a private jet salesman.
Okay.
And dude, one commission's like $1 million.
Right.
It's insane. Like, yeah, how did you get into that field?
Yeah, the business can't be great, right? Like, how many cars do you have to sell a year? Like, you have to sell one a year? Like, how much work goes into selling that one a year?
Like, I understand.
Like, if you get a commission check for $1 million from selling a private jet, like, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
like why keep working?
Well, because your desire for money put you in that position in the first place. That million's not enough for you.
Jesus.
They
probably pull like 4 deals a year or some shit like that.
Yeah, probably. I don't. Who knows? Maybe one a month. Imagine.
If you're lucky. That'd be
Imagine.
fucking lit. Jesus Christ.
Like, I understand how you can pull up to a dealership and put in an application and become a car salesman. How the fuck do you get into the field of like brokering private jets?
You're the best fucking car salesman
Or like
this side
yachts.
of the Mississippi sun.
Imagine like a yacht
Yeah.
salesman.
Yeah.
Damn, dude.
Yeah. How do you get that job?
How? Dad?
I don't know. It's probably a little bit more complicated than that.
Dad knew the right people. Dad had a yacht and he hooked me up.
That's wild, dude.
That's definitely like you aren't getting raised in fucking middle of nowhere in Union and
Isn't
growing
that
up
wild?
to sell
Like
private
the
jets.
salesperson's job is literally only as a middleman from maker to buyer, right? Like so many people are like, I don't want to deal with the buyers. Like just give me some salesmen, have them sell these motherfuckers, and then the people that make them can make them. They can worry about that. You know what I mean? Like that's
Yeah.
so interesting that career pops up and you get paid for that just as the person who handles the transaction. Because
Yeah.
that's all you do.
Yeah.
That's all you do.
What's even crazier is that the manufacturers of those planes are so willing. Like, they don't want to fumble with having to sell you anything. They're willing to take a couple $1 million cut to have a middleman do it.
Right.
That's insane.
It's wild. Yeah, I don't know.
But direct-to-consumer is becoming a lot more common with the internet.
Like that beef. I found that beef supplier in Newberry.
Yeah.
Local beef.
Dude, somebody... I hate just talking about fucking comments on our clips. But somebody on the one where we were talking about industrial farm or industrial cattle versus pastured cattle said, like, the FDA is lying to you. Hold on, I gotta pull it up because it was so fucking ridiculous. Like, first of all, you literally like know the farm.
Peep the comment right here.
Like, oh, dude, I'm not gonna do that much editing. But like, it's crazy to say that the FDA is lying to you and it's all owned and ran by the same people when you literally know the farm the cow's coming from. Like, what? It's like, what?
So I have to hear the post.
So they said, watch Fast Food Nation. Neither means anything. The FDA is lying to you. Everything is monopolies. The healthy is owned by the unhealthy. What?
The healthy is owned by the unhealthy.
I think what they're referring to is if you just go to Walmart.
Right.
And it's saying, oh, this is grass-fed beef.
This is grass-fed, right.
Then it's like, yeah, that cow might not have a good life.
Well,
but
first
when
of
you're
all,
buying from a local farmer,
right,
where you literally know the farm,
yeah.
No, the FDA's not lying to you about shit. You're getting it direct from the farmer.
That guy might be lying to me, but not the FDA. But even when you see a grass-fed beef, that doesn't mean that it was pasture raised.
Yeah.
Like, the beef that I buy is pasture raised.
And it's like the whole eggs thing. Like, cage-free really doesn't mean cage-free. Cage-free just means they were exposed to sunlight for like half an hour a day. It can literally be on like a concrete pad. That's literally what cage-free means.
Cage-free. Free range is a little bit different, right? They actually get...
It's just as bad.
But they get ground space.
Like a couple square feet.
Per bird.
Yeah, it's insane.
Outdoor.
What you want is not necessarily. It could literally be on concrete. You can have birds exposed to the elements with the sunlight on a concrete pad in a cage and call that free range.
What?
Yes. Dude, and I think that's what this person is referring to in that comment.
So you have to get I've heard pasture raised.
Pasture raised is the only term that truly means they just get to roam and eat bugs and do what they want.
Right.
And even then, if you're buying pasture raised, I'm sure they've found some loopholes for that terminology as well. But
yeah, like even with the grass, like if you buy grass-fed beef and it says product of the USA,
yeah,
it's a product of the USA if they alter it in any way.
Yeah.
So like if you get most of the beef that you get, it won't even say, it'll just say like product of Australia or Brazil or whatever.
Yeah.
But a lot of the ones that say product of the USA had like fat added to them in the USA.
Yeah, now they can call it a product of the US.
Now they can call right.
Even though that cow was grown in fucking Peru.
Right, exactly. Yeah. Or Australia or wherever the fuck.
Yeah.
Which is wild because I would buy before I knew that, I would buy things because they said
product of the US.
Product of the US.
I wonder how many other things fall under that category.
A lot.
Like other than food. Because I know, like,
all the manufacturing stuff, like it'll say like made in the USA, but none of the component parts come. Like,
so that's the difference
between
between
none of the fabric, none of the raw materials, none of the whatever.
You can find things that are 100% sourced and made in the U.S., but most of the time it'll say assembled in the U.S.
Right.
Not like manufactured in the U.S.
Right.
It's assembled. Which is funny. I wonder if the Germans are like, damn. These fucking cars are made in the U.S., these trash-ass cars.
Well, I mean, we send a lot of BMWs over there.
That's what I'm saying. Like, do they get their BMWs back? Like, do they look at USA-made BMWs like we look at Chinese-made shit? Like,
I don't know, man. I think BMW in Greenville has a pretty good reputation.
I'm sure it does. It's just,
I think it's their biggest
funny
plant.
to me, like how just the whole relationship between exports and imports. Like half the shit that is actually truly U.S. manufactured gets exported. We don't even get to keep it and have it here.
Right.
It's so funny.
Yeah.
It's such a weird thing.
I think South Carolina, our largest exports are like cars, manufacturing cars, a lot of airplanes, a lot of nuclear reactor type equipment, stuff like that. We manufacture.
I know
a lot
we
of stuff
have.
like that.
Is that Otis facility? Is that just a test facility or is that a manufacturing place?
I don't know.
You know what I'm talking about? The elevator manufacturing company, Otis?
Yeah.
They've got down in towards like, God.
Myrtle Beach.
Yeah, down toward, I was trying to think of the actual city. Anyway, it's like
501.
yeah, it's
north
like
of
there's
Conway.
a giant test
Yeah.
facility there, but I'm not sure if they manufacture.
Probably manufacturing.
Well, that's interesting. Elevators are fucking interesting. That's my autism again.
I want to learn learn more about the dam situation because I'm curious about that.
Yeah. It's so interesting. We drove across the dam. That's Lake Mary, right?
Lake Mary Dam, yeah.
Drove across Lake Mary Dam. Dude, the one lane of traffic, or 2 lanes of traffic, literally drive below the water level of the lake to go across that dam.
Yeah, it's so
Which
wild.
very much seems like a not good design, in my opinion. I mean, I'm sure there's, again, a lot more capable, smarter people who may look into it.
Oh, for sure.
But that just seems like a recipe for fucking disaster. They're like 50 feet below the water level.
No, they're not.
Dude,
that
it's
high.
low.
They're a few feet below the water level.
They're more than a few. They're more than a few. Because that top lane of traffic's only a few feet above the water level.
Right.
And when you're down on that other lane, I mean, it's
yeah,
up
you're probably
there.
like 10, 20 feet.
It's up there. That just seems...
It's wild for sure. Yeah, but I'm sure it's fine.
I'm sure it is. I'm sure it's fine. How long has that dam been there?
Oh, God. They built it in the, I think the 30s. The 20s or 30s, man.
Really?
Yeah. Let's
Damn.
look it up.
Yeah, that's just... I mean, I'm sure they've got spillways and backup plans, and there's not really that much concern. But just as a lay person looking at that design, I'm like,
Yeah,
this
it's
seems dumb.
wild.
This seems a little bit like you didn't, think about how water
It was
flows.
impounded in the late 1920s to provide hydroelectric power to the state of South Carolina. Yep. 1920s.
Late 20s. Jesus
Late 1920s.
Christ. Man.
Yep, buddy. How the fuck did they build that shit in 1920? I have no fucking clue.
So was there no lake there?
Of course not. It was a river.
I know, I'm just thinking.
There's no natural lakes in South Carolina except for like oxbows off the rivers in the low country.
Oh, but you might have an answer for that. So when they first build that dam,
They divert the water.
how do they calculate how big that lake's going to be once it starts collecting the water again? Like,
Well, they look at topography.
yeah, they survey the topography and they
Right.
know, like, well, all right, the dam's this high, it's not going to go above this water
Yeah.
level. Jesus, that just seems like a lot of thinking you got to do.
Yeah, I mean, it's harder to pick the spot and to go tell the people, hey, we're going to flood this whole valley, so you guys got to get the fuck out of here.
That's crazy.
Because that happened to a lot of people. A lot of people lived on the river, I'm sure, and they were like, yeah, sorry. You guys got to move.
Sorry, brother.
This spot's going to be under about 100 foot of water.
Yeah. Man.
Yeah. And it was probably a beautiful spot. Waterfalls, rapids.
Yeah. I'm sure.
Yep.
But I mean, hey, this is a beautiful spot.
Yeah, it's not bad.
It's definitely, corrupted by man.
Yeah, it's got the
But-
touch. It's got the touch of death to it.
Like I've said, I think there's a good compromise between...
Living and dying.
No, there's a good compromise
freedom and
between man-made parks like this that allow people to come enjoy nature that wouldn't, me and you are the type of person who will go take a 2-mile hike to get to a nice spot on the river.
Sure.
Most people aren't like that.
Yeah.
So if they can come drive and then have a 50-foot walk to a nice little outlook like this,
No.
it might encourage a lot more people to come out
No,
and
it
enjoy
should
nature.
be harder. It should be a harder access to entry.
I think that's a good compromise because at the
No,
end of
I
the
think
day,
it should be so hard that it's like, unless you fucking love it and you're willing to die for it.
but what if somebody who's comes out here and they get inspired by this beauty and then they start going to do more nature things?
Watch YouTube.
That doesn't do it.
Get inspired by YouTube.
That doesn't do it. That doesn't do it.
I'm just imagining a future society in which the cities are totally totally like walled in. And on the outside is just pure wilderness that we've found the ability to harness food from. So we don't have to grow any of our own food. We've just encapsulated this wilderness that we've just figured out how to just siphon just enough resources off of.
That is quite a fantasy.
And you can never leave the walls of the city and disturb the nature that provides us with sustenance.
So then you never get to come out to the river.
Never.
Okay, then this is a good compromise. I think we just agreed.
What do you want life and prosperity?
Not if I can't ever see it or touch it or enjoy it.
No. You misunderstand. We have simulators.
That's like going on YouTube. I don't want that.
No. This is haptic feedback.
I don't
type
care.
Shit, son.
I don't give a fuck.
This is haptic feedback type shit.
This is haptic feedback right now.
I know. My fucking dick's cold, brother.
My skin's telling me that it's cold. That's haptic feedback. I don't want some AC unit just being like, "Oh, isn't this cold?" No, bitch. This is fake.
Oh my god, dude.
That's quite that's an interesting little thought experiment, though.
Yeah, right.
As to like, well, if we are doing all that, if we're making all those efforts to preserve the nature, but then we don't get to enjoy it and see the natural beauty, what's the fucking point?
To siphon renewable resources.
Right, but just to have a lower quality of life?
Yeah.
I'd rather fucking...
What the fuck is a city, homie?
Well,
it's literally what a city is.
It's not walled off to the point where you can't even touch the outside.
I mean, if you don't have a vehicle.
You can, dude, you can walk to this park.
You can.
You can walk here from your house. Yeah, take you a little while, but you'd be like, damn, I got out in nature today. It was nice.
That's a good point. You're right. No, you're right.
But another point I was making is there's still always going to be Chattooga. There's always going to be the spots that we can get to and truly enjoy untouched nature.
Yeah, because those places are preserved. That's the only reason.
Yeah, thank Teddy Roosevelt. But then there's also the spots like this that are a balance between nature and man-made that allow people who aren't going to dedicate themselves to go out, drive 5 hours and go up.
Right.
And they can get a little taste of the beauty of nature, and then maybe they'll be inspired to do more to protect it. It's a beautiful compromise.
I think that's a constant battle in our heads as humans, is like this battle between wanting to tame and improve and appreciate this earth. Like it's a constant battle that plays out in our own minds because we battle with it ourselves internally and externally between people, because some people could give a fuck about the beauty of a place. They'd rather just mine the shit. Yeah. Fuck the Yellowstone, man. Let's just mine it. You know what I mean?
Also, though, like,
well, that's a constant back.
At the end of the day, we're also nature. Like, we like to make this distinction of man-made versus natural. Like, everything we make is natural. We're nature. We're nature making things.
Yes.
I know that's another simple, like tree sap. We don't say tree sap is tree made, but we say this computer is man made.
Right.
At the end of the day, it's all nature, just doing what nature does. We just happen to be conscious about it.
That's tricky, dude.
It is tricky. It's very tricky.
One. That's a tricky one. Because that one's like,
like there's no answers.
Right.
There's no real answer.
Is man-made natural?
In very many ways, yes.
Like, is murder natural?
Like a bird's nest.
Murder is natural.
So, like, compare that house to a bird's nest. They went out and found wood.
Natural.
Cut it.
Sure.
Obviously a bird might be cutting wood. They might snap wood to make it fit better sizes. I'm sure there's birds that can do that.
Right. It's natural.
So, to an extent, yeah, it's very much natural. And even synthesized things is just like Like a fucking bee makes honey.
But there are some
That's
things
a bee
that we
synthesizing.
Right, but there's some things in nature that we would never have unless they were... Like honey is an example of that. Like if there were no bees, there would be no honey. But like there are like chemicals, for instance.
Yeah.
There are man-made chemicals that without our ability to harness energy and utilize it to affect atomic bonds, like they would never form outside.
But it's
of
also just
that controlled environment.
Manipulating nature.
Like
we wouldn't say like honey is a substance that is artificially synthesized by bees, but we call that natural.
Yeah, no, I follow you.
So it's just odd. This precarious little situation we've got ourselves in.
But can bees? So is it unnatural when you divert from the path that God intended? Like the bee is not ever departing from the path that God intended from it, right? But humans do.
That's just
Does that make sense? I'm obviously just talking about God as like, you know, a hypothetical here, but let's just say that God ordained a natural order to things, and sin is things outside of that natural order. Maybe that's not the right way to look at it, because sin because we're born as sinners. We're naturally born as sinners. So,
but to even consider a greater path is a solely human thing.
That's right. It's almost like the natural is death and destruction, and we're trying to rise out of that.
It's so strange.
You know what I'm saying?
Like when you ask if the bees, you know, subverted the natural order in order to make honey, the bees aren't asking that question. That's a human question. The bees never once thought like, oh, damn, this isn't what God wanted.
And that's exactly what makes us unnatural. That's exactly what causes that unnatural things to occur, because we have the ability to do that. You know what I'm saying? They don't have the ability to diverge from that path.
But again, who's to say it's unnatural?
Yeah, I'm not.
What if that's just our insecurities as humans? It's like, oh God, it seems like we're fucking up. I mean, we definitely are fucking up the planet. It seems like we're fucking up this planet. That must not be what God wanted. Like,
right.
You know, like a hurricane doesn't go to destroy.
Well, we're not fucking up the planet. We're just fucking up ourselves, really, because the planet's gonna be fine.
I don't know. It's just like funny.
The planet's not gonna fucking die because of us. That's for fucking damn sure.
It's just so funny the finicky little term of man-made and like artificially created.
I think that with your point is that we're almost putting ourselves on a pedestal when we shouldn't.
In a way, yeah, that's part of my argument for sure. That's definitely like, part of my argument.
Yeah, we're just a part of everything. This Earth wasn't made for us. Okay, like we're just lucky to be on it. Okay, it wasn't made for us. That's.
Yeah. Because like, if any other species had the potential to make change like we do you think they would second guess completely taking over the Earth?
Oh fuck no.
All right then.
Ants, they'd never look back.
Yeah, they'd be like, oh, this is our domain now.
No, they've already done it.
Yeah, exactly. Like. It's just, I don't know. Like, I just feel like our ability to question it is kind of also why we feel so negatively about it.
Feel weird about it?
Yeah.
So you're saying that we should just kill and make and.
I don't know. I mean, I'm obviously not saying that. I know you're just.
Right. Like, if there's no, like, ordained path, like, if there's no natural or unnatural or right and wrong.
Well,
like,
we also
do you see
have.
That? Do you see that there's a certain thing is right and wrong, or is that only a human thing, or is it
I think it's very circumstantial. In certain cases, some things are right.
Because if a bear is hungry and it eats a cub, that's evil. But like.
But what if that bear, the sustenance that came from that cub,
makes 3 more?
Exactly.
Right. But what if that bear lived and made more?
Or what if the bear ate the cub and then died?
To be honest,
nobody lives on.
It's all very unconsequential, so don't worry about it.
The moral of the story.
Yeah, moral of the story is
don't worry about it. We definitely just switched our perspectives on that one. I'm usually the one who says, don't worry about it.
It's a blip in time anyway. Don't fucking worry about it.
That's very true. Very true.
That's a good spot.
Well, I was just, one last point on that. Is also like, part of our need to preserve this earth is that we have an understanding that resources are limited, and if we want humanity to continue, we need to better protect our resources and manage our resources.
For sure.
The bees aren't like, holy fuck, we're going to run out of flowers if we keep going at this rate.
They just die.
Yeah. Like nobody's. Well, also, they're not going to run out of flowers.
Well, they help, the spread of the flowers themselves.
Right.
So, yeah. But and that's we've strayed from the path of protecting our flowers, of making sure that those flowers bloom again the next year.
Tend to the areas of the garden that you can reach.
Yeah. And go get your hands warm.
Yeah, we're freezing my ass off right now. Dude, my toes are like numb.
Another week in the bag.
Episode 30. Thank you guys for listening. Hope you enjoyed this little view if you're watching the video. If not, then you suck and you should go support us on YouTube.
Yeah.
You asshole. No, thank you for listening. Love you guys.
Peace out.
See you next week, hopefully.